Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please throw open your windows and call out to your neighbors. It's time for John Perrotta's Comedy Factory Zoom-A-Looza, sponsored in part by Johnston's Baby Powder. Why? Because every now and then, it's good to smell like a baby. And now, the man who went through an entire case of Johnston's Baby Powder during a hot spell in July, your host, John Perrotta.
Mike, I have a good chunk of my life in rehab, okay? So I can see a sick person and know a sick person when I see one. I've known you for 30 years. I've been in counseling so long that I could be a therapist myself. I think that you need like a weekend butler, maybe some Prozac mixed in with a little lithium, and we'll just let you stay on a locked ward for a week with baby powder. I just found a baby picture of myself the other day going through the garage, the cellar.
Were you powdered up?
I would have brought that up if I knew you were going to, and showed you.
Yeah.
If I knew you were going to talk about baby powder.
Yeah, we want to see that. Were you powdered up?
Well, John, it's good you are not a woman because so many women are suing Johnston for the cervical cancer.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And Larissa's talking out of turn because I haven't even been introduced to her yet. So now I got to introduce the pan. I might as well start.
But I get so excited. Think about it.
Our Russian nurse, Larisa Entin, who's talked out of turn. Larissa, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Good to see you guys.
Right, we're going to get to you in a minute because we're going to talk about what you did Saturday. We got my man in New Hampshire, very funny guy, Nick LeBoeuf. Give it up for Nick. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing well.
Doing well. Nick does a lot for the Comedy Factory. He puts videos on, and I send him videos, and I come up with some old videos, like VHS tapes,
yes.
91 and 92 with Periwinkle's Comedy Club, El Torito, Norwood, Mass, Great Imposter, Shakespeare's and Warren, and I'm getting those done into a flash drive with your digital disc, whatever you wanted.
Yeah,
I told the guy.
One of those fancy file things.
Whatever you want. You wanted a file, the guy's going to make a file. We'll have some more videos we'll be able to put up. We got the very funny Holly Johnston. How you doing, Holly?
I'm doing good today, John.
Holly's out in Massachusetts. She's got this Massachusetts, New Hampshire romance going with Nick LeBoeuf. We like to have them on often. We got a young budding romance. It makes you feel good, doesn't it, Skip? Skip
Absolutely.
Daniels, the Prince of Mystery. There he is. How you doing, Skip?
Doing good, John. Thank you.
This guy is so unbelievable. You ever see Mike? You've seen tapes of his act?
I have watched Skip, like I said in the pre-show interview, I have watched several of Skip's YouTube videos, and I said at the end, wow, how did he do that? How did he do that?
I saw him once. They put him in a box in New Bedford. They opened the box. He was gone. He was at the Battleship Massachusetts in Florida. I said, how the heck did you do that, Skip? He called me on a cell. They had the fog blowing, so I knew he was on the ship. I still, to this day, Skip, how did you do that trick, Skip?
Johnny, when we're not on Zoom, I'll tell you. Yeah.
You got anything up your sleeve tonight you could show us, Skip?
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly?
Maybe,
Whenever you're ready, you let me know. He's
Okay.
a man of mystery and many tricks. You just let us know. If you could make my first ex-wife disappear, that'd be good. You do that?
She's already gone. I sold her. I sold her into sexual slavery.
I actually get along with my first ex-wife. I'm one of the only guys in the state. I had a picture with my first ex-wife, my second ex-wife, at a breakfast place where my first ex-wife was working, and we took a picture. I should put that on Facebook sometime. A very blissful, the three of us. It was very nice, Larissa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the reason you buy baby powder, John. I buy baby powder because I watch The Prince of Mystery.
I'm going to tell you a story that I just thought of. Baby powder. You're never going to believe this story. I used to own a 3-family house, and there was a girl on the second floor. She had a brother. I don't know if he was wacky or what, but I guess she didn't want him living there and this and that. Long story short, one day I go down my cellar to get my clothes out of the dryer, my uniform, get ready for work, and I heard somebody run. somebody running my cellar. So I went upstairs. I said, there's somebody running around in the cellar. It's crazy, right? I said, I don't know. I didn't know, right? So I go to work. I come back after work. I go in the cellar. There's baby powder in the cellar with footprints in my cellar and a bucket the guy was peeing in. I put two and two together. The girl upstairs, her brother was living in my cellar. I can't have this. So I put a lock on the cellar door. Next thing I know, the guy's going in and out of the window. So I had to nail the window. This is a true story. I had to nail the window shut so this guy wouldn't live in my cellar anymore. That's if you ever own a 3-family house, insane. One time the girl on second floor calls me up on the phone after I had moved out of there. She said, John, I got a problem. I said, what's your problem? I forget her name now. I said, what's your problem? She said, the girl on third floor is going in the backyard at 3 in the morning having sex on the picnic table. I said, what time? She said, 3 in the morning. I said, I'll be there 2:55 tonight and I'll straighten this out. I went there at 2:55. She didn't show that night. What are you going to do? Another time I had a guy, I won't say the name of the company. I hired this guy, floor sanding. I'm going to sand the floor on the third floor. I had it all painted, new windows. I'm going to sand the floor so it'll be nice and these girls can move in. So the guy, I leave the house. I pull up about an hour later. My neighbor comes over. He goes, you just had 4 fire trucks here. I said, what are you talking about? I went up to the third floor. I guess the guy, when he puts the sealer down, it's really flammable, and he put it by the gas stove, and he didn't turn the pilot off, which he should have known. So there was a flash fire through the whole apartment. The guy's hair was burnt. There was soot everywhere. There was soot everywhere, and I went up. I'm looking around. I couldn't believe it. I just finished this apartment. It was gorgeous, and it was a flash fire. It was unbelievable. I got some more stories of that 3-family. Skip, you own any 3 families in your life?
No, I could never be a landlord.
I went crazy.
Let everybody live there for free. You know.
I had a lot of stories.
Yeah.
I
have a friend I had a friend who owned his mother owned a 3-family, and when he was like 10 years old, his mother would. This is in New Bedford, of course. His mother would give him a bat and make him go upstairs and collect the rent. And I always remember that story. I'm like, I can never be a landlord.
One time the girl called me on second floor, and she had a bat in her apartment. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm standing there in my underwear on the phone. I said, what do you want me to do? She's got a bat flying around her apartment. I mean, what the hell am I supposed to do? I went there the next day with the maintenance guy from where I work, and he had a broom. We were looking all around for the bat. He got out somehow. He wasn't there. Have you ever had a bat in your apartment, anybody?
One time, I came home one time when I had my condo up in Massachusetts. I come home, and right across my hallway there was this Indian couple. So I come down the stairs, and they're out there, and they're like, you know, I would say they're in bathrobes, but I learned no, that's not what they were. I called them kids because I couldn't pronounce their name. They were so long. Hey, what's going on, kids? So the guy says to me, Mike, we are very frightened. What are you frightened about? There is a bat in our home. There is a bat in our home, Mike. I apologize. I am here in my dressing gown, and my wife is in her study, but we are very frightened. So you gotta be. There's a bat. You're afraid of the bat in your house. So he said, yes, I am afraid of the bat. So I go in and I tell them, I don't see the bat. Now they're like inching behind me. I take a step, they take a step. So they're like, the 3 of us are like this. I take a step, they take a step. So I said, well, where's the bat? He goes, we have captured it. It's in the bathroom. So I told him, I said, look, this bat is as afraid of you than you are of it. Here's what we're going to do. Open up the sliders and then give me a broom. I'm going to open up the bathroom door. We're going to guide the bat right out of here. Now, I've never had any experience. I'm not the bat whisperer. So they don't get right behind me now. They go to the very far end and they huddle together like this. And they keep telling me, Mike, we are very frightened. We are very, calm down, nothing to be afraid of. So they get me the broom. I open the bathroom door and this thing flies out, does a lap around the apartment, hugging the roof, right at the very top of the ceiling, rather. And then I'm behind it with the broom, and it went right outside and gone.
You got to start your own bat removal company, Mike.
I'm telling you, I was
like baby powder. If you can take bats out of apartments, that's pretty good.
I was onto it. They were so happy. Oh, Mike, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You're a kind man, Mike. You're a kind man. And I'll never forget, man, the guy apologized. I'm looking at him. I'm thinking, all right, the guy's in his robe. Oh, no. It's a dressing gown. Mike, I apologize. I'm in my dressing gown. My wife is in her sorry. They're all like wrapped up in this what they call, I guess, traditional gear. But that's my only bat story. It was hilarious.
Good
it was
bat story.
so
How
funny.
you got a bat story? That's a good one, Mike.
It's not a bad story, but it's a bee story. So yesterday, there's a recent bee story. So yesterday, I'm in my room. I was doing an open mic on Zoom, and all of a sudden, and of course, it was right during like the woman that wanted her set recorded. The one that was recorded, I was just listening to her. All of a sudden, I turned around and I saw the largest bee I've ever seen in my life crawl. I thought it was like. At first, I heard, like, buzzing, and it was going on my ceiling. I was like, oh, it's one of those fall stink bugs. I'm like, great, I'm going to have to deal with that. And I look over, and this giant bee, it must have been, like, about this, it was, like, 1.5 inches long. It comes crawling out of my lamp, and I literally, like, I shut my laptop screen, but, like, I didn't mute myself. I don't know if I muted myself, but I was screaming.
Oh,
so
man.
I hope it wasn't like I was on mute, because otherwise that woman's not gonna have a lot of her set to listen to. It's just gonna be like, there's a bee.
That's scary. I could tell you one time a while back ago, maybe about a year or so ago, I'm in the bathroom, I'm sitting down, I'm doing my business, got my trousers down around my ankles, and out of nowhere, this spider appears. It had a body like the size of a silver dollar. This thing was like Arnold Schwarzenegger on steroids. And I look at it, I'm like, and I realized then that I'm much more like my mom when it comes to bugs than my dad. So now I look at it and I just made a move like to try to get up. Now this thing moves too. This thing is like lightning fast, like boom! I was like, whoa! So now I jump up and I've got my pants around my ankles. So I'm trying to get out of my bathroom. So I'm like doing the penguin shuffle, trying to get out of there because the pants are around the ankles. I'm trying to get out. What happens? I trip. I fall down. So I fall down and I'm looking over my shoulder and this thing is like coming at me. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I literally ramboed out of my bathroom, slammed the door shut, got myself together, pulled my pants back up. Now I got to go back in the bathroom on a recon to get this thing. And the first thought I have is, all right, I got a broom, I can squish it. But this thing is so big, it's going to splat. It's going to splat all over the walls. So I did get it. What I did was I figured, you know what? Let's daze it a little bit. Let's not splat it. Let's just kind of like knock it out so it's like dazed and confused. So I'm kind of giving it like a, and it worked. So it got kind of like all gazed out and whatnot. It was so big, I wouldn't even get paper towel to pick it up. I got my brush with the little pan thing, and I put it in there, and I flushed it down the toilet.
We got a spider story. We got a bee story. We got a bat story. What do you got, Nick?
I got 2 bat stories. So
2 bat stories.
Very, very close together too. So
on to the bonus round for the washer and dryer.
That's right. Yeah. So one time I was just downstairs and I just hear, there's a bat. And then my mom immediately like gets on the ground and like covers, like it's going to attack her head. I don't know why but she's on the ground and I come downstairs and then I saw it coming, but I heard it like almost before I saw it. It's right by my head. And then it ends up in the dining room, and it's like hanging on one of the curtain rods.
I'd freak out, man.
I'm watching it, and I don't know what to, I've never dealt with this before. Me and my dad are like in full like protect the house mode. I have a broom. I'm standing. I'm just like, I don't know what. Do I hit it? Do I like? And we decided. Well, actually, I didn't have much time to decide because as I'm moving closer with the broom, trying to make a plan, what goes by my face again.
Jeez.
And then it ends up in the other room, and then, or actually it ends up like kind of near the front door of the house. And me and my dad are like, all right, we're going to get this out of the front door. So we open the front door and we just start, you know, like just trying to scare it so it flies and hopefully leaves. It went around the corner right up the stairs. So now it's the house.
Jesus.
And yeah. So now I'm trying to find the bat in the upper parts of the house, and I found it in my closet.
Oh man!
Flies away again, goes up the attic to the room we're in now, and then this is like the final portion of the duel. So now it's me and my dad and my sister's fiance, and we all have brooms, and we're all in this attic, and the bat is just it. They are so. They're very fast. They're very quiet, and they're impressive. They're impressive animals. But what we did was we opened both of those skylights, and we just kept scaring it away. And then it went out the skylight, and we shut it. Now the second bat story. I was not here for this, but I heard it was way funnier because I just got a text from my sister that said, "Help! Help! 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 There's a bat, help." Now, what I missed, I didn't respond to any of the texts because I was busy. So I could not, and there was nothing, I was at work. I couldn't help her with anything. So apparently, similar situation, mom yells bat, she's on the floor, covering her head. But this time, it left on the bottom floor. But what happened, though, was my sister, like, you know, tried to scare it, but then the bat started flying after her. And she just kept running in circles, like 30 times around the first floor, like the dining room, kitchen area, and 30 times. And my dad was trying to explain to her, like, stop running because bats, they sense on motion and sound. So as she's running, the bat is trying to think, like, what is this thing running and screaming? I must investigate. And the bat's just like, she was just running, and the bat was just like, perfectly like a foot away from her the whole time. And my dad said that she reminded him of Beaker, you know, Beaker the Muppet, when he was running around like, whoa! And there was steam coming out of his face, and he was just like running back and forth. That's what, yeah.
That's crazy. So we got a bee story, a spider story. I got a bat story. Nick's got 2 bat stories. Larisa, you got any bug stories or animal stories? What do you got? This is like National Geographic or something. I don't know what we're on today. You got any stories, Larisa?
So I actually had a very unpleasant visit from the flying squirrel.
A squirrel.
Flying squirrel. So my ex-husband woke me up, and he said, somebody's trying to break into our house. Okay, call police. Okay, so we called police, of course. The cruisers are around our house, and they check in the house. They can't find anybody. So they come into the house to report to us that they can't see anybody. At the same time, while I'm talking to the police officer, we realized that we still hear the same sound. So we turn on the lights in the living room, and what do we see? A flying squirrel sitting on the couch.
On the couch.
Like, hello.
And waiting for some walnuts.
So the police officer says to me, I'll tell you what, I have a gun. It's not in my house. And the flying squirrel starts flying out everywhere, all over the house. And it was actually very pretty show because my ex-husband is nowhere to be found. I'm in a nightgown, and the police officer and I just chasing the squirrel. So pretty much we did what everybody else did. We just opened the windows, and squirrel got out. I wish it took me before.
Before, so we got a flying squirrel story. And Larisa also saw, I gotta say, you saw Lady D Saturday night on Federal Hill. You said
Yes, I am. So my daughter and I, we have a tradition every year before school starts. We go for like a very memorable night, and we talk about the school and our expectations, what our goals are, because, you know, I'm such a mother of the year.
Yeah.
Except who knows when school will start? It can any moment till Christmas. Who knows? So far it hasn't started.
I know, right?
So anyhow, Federal Hill, you know, you're so used to every restaurant you go, they valet your car. Well, not anymore. The streets are completely blocked. So it took us about 20 minutes to find a parking spot. And I have never seen so many people on Federal Hill because the tables are everywhere. Wow. It's like tables on the crosswalk, tables are everywhere. But the highlight of that night was to see our wonderful friend, Darlene, who is our fellow comedian. What a talented performer. She has this magnificent voice, and she's just an entertainer.
Yes, very good.
And it was just so wonderful.
Did she see you there? Did she see you there?
Yes, we waved, absolutely. And she's just phenomenal. She had a gorgeous gown on, and she just looked great. And like I said, she's phenomenal.
Yeah, she's good. I got to get it back on here soon. But so Lady D, now we go back to Skip. You either got a bat story, a bee story, a spider story, a squirrel, or you got a trick. What do you got, brother?
I was just outside a few minutes ago, actually about an hour ago, and this happened. I'll show you. I actually have a picture of it. This is this. Oh, see this? This bird just came up. You can't see it. I'm sorry.
You really see it?
No, a parakeet landed on my shoulder.
A parakeet landed on your shoulder?
Yep. And then he flew off my shoulder and landed on Willow's, my 5-year-old shoulder, and she started to scream bloody murder. And so I used to have birds, so I took the bird off her and I brought it over to the birdhouse, to the bird feeder, and he ate out of the bird feeder for about an hour. And gave him water, and he's still out there somewhere. I can't have him in my house. I have 2 cats, but he was really cool. He was very trained. You know, where he would sit right on my finger, and he was obviously somebody's pet who either escaped or they just let him go.
I was going to ask you that, Skip. Do you think it was domesticated, someone's pet, because it was so friendly?
So friendly and such a small parakeet. It was beautiful. But yeah, we're trying to think, but we can't keep them. My cats would.
Cats would get them.
Yes.
What's the names of your cats, Skip? What do you name your cats?
Well, I got Leaf is one of the cats, and then we have another cat. When we got the cat, we thought they told us it was female, and so we named it Lola. But then we took it to the vet the first time. We found out it was male, but it's still Lola. So Leaf and Lola.
So it's a transgender cat. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's right. No.
What's wrong?
No.
Cats can swing both ways too.
That's right.
Right, Mikey?
Oh, wow. Here we go. We're off and running now, boys and girls.
Well, I'm just saying, everything goes today.
Absolutely.
The cat swings. The cat's a swinger. Nothing wrong with that.
I think we're going to upset our sponsor.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm in favor of whatever you want to do in this whole world. Whatever turns you on, whatever floats your boat. You want to put a dress on, you want to high heels on, you want to whatever. You do whatever you want to do. Right, Nick? In New Hampshire, that's what they do out there. New Hampshire, live free or die. Live free or die. That's the license plate. That's your motto.
That's right.
So they can live free and do whatever the heck they want. And I say more power to them. Whatever turns you on, Mike, go for it. Right, Larisa?
Absolutely.
Right, Holly?
Absolutely.
Skip?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't live in New Hampshire, but I've experienced it. The live free or die attitude many times.
You experienced it?
Oh, really? Talk about that, Holly. Is it different, the live free and die attitude up there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Really? Give us a couple of examples for the boys and girls watching at home.
Oh God, I don't even know. I mean, deep in March when this whole thing was at its peak. I think we told this story once before, but when me and Nick, we went on a trip to go hiking up. I think it was the White Mountains, and I was like so scared of this thing that I wouldn't even get out of the car to like use a restroom, like to use like a McDonald's bathroom. Like I'm not going to a public restroom. Like so, I stayed in the car. And I look out my window, and there's just this giant crowd of, like, guys. They were, like, bikers or whatever, just hanging out in the parking lot, chatting, just having a good old time. And I'm just like, look, I was just like, do you see this over here? And Nick's just like, let's live free or die, Holly. This is welcome to New Hampshire. And I'm just like.
They don't care.
It was my first time, like, leaving Mass in, like, over a month. So I was just so used to, like, the extreme caution. And then when I went out there and I just saw that, and I was like, do you see this? Like, I've calmed down since then.
They had a big bike thing. I forget. I think it was in, like, South Dakota or somewhere. They had all these, I forget how many thousands of bikers went to this thing. And then they went back to all their states. They didn't wear masks or anything. They went back to wherever they were from. And there were outbreaks, like different outbreaks because of that. They all congregated with no masks on. Everybody's got their own opinion. I mean, you got to be careful with this. It
was labeled a super spreader. That was the Sturgis bike ride, Sturgis bike rally.
I went with a girl, Mike. I went with a girl once, and a friend of mine said, "Why are you going with that girl?" I said, "Why?" He said, "She's a super spreader."
Oh, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now moved on to the adult portion of the show, kids, so please tuck yourselves in, say your prayers.
I was thinking that joke, but I never would have said it.
We just lost the other half of the sponsors, Mike.
We lost the sponsor, but you know what? We gotta have some laughs. We gotta have some fun. What are you gonna do? Larissa's shell-shocked over there. And what's going on, Larissa? You there, Larissa?
No, but I'm trying to find light. I pictured like I'm camping in New Hampshire for a second.
Yeah, you're outside on the deck? What are you outside in the deck?
I'm outside, yes. I'm still trying to enjoy the gorgeous weather, yes.
Yes, very nice. I don't know how much longer we got. We got to enjoy it.
Hopefully we're still going to have it.
Yeah, before you know it,
absolutely.
I don't want to say. I mean, I like the fall. Yeah. The fall is my favorite time of year, like late September, October, November. No snow usually. It's kind of cool. I don't like it too hot. Like summers, when I used to go to the beach when I was younger, I love the summers. Not so much, you know, when I get into comedy. Usually summers are slow for comedy, so I just I wasn't a big summer guy, you know. I like clam cakes and chowder, though, Skip. You like the clam cakes and chowder?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I can eat that 12 once a year. I love that. You could put a funnel and just pour the chowder down me.
Not that Manhattan stuff, though.
What's that?
Not that red Manhattan chowder, though.
I can eat the red Manhattan, red chowder, and white chowder. I don't like seafood chowder that much.
I've actually never tried Manhattan. It's just, you know.
Skip, listen.
I don't.
Why don't you try it? And if you don't like it, you make it disappear. The Prince of Mystery.
Yeah, you told John, he will make it disappear.
If you don't like it, I'll make it disappear. Yeah. I'm actually fighting my way through another diet that I've been on. And Mike Cronin, I want you guys to know, I have to repeatedly point this out. He texts me, I can go through all my texts, pictures of food. He texts me pictures of food throughout the day. Yesterday, he had a Mediterranean omelet. He texts me chicken palm, meatballs and sausage and peppers. Throughout the week, I get these texts, and I'm looking, and my mouth is like watering. You know, I'm like, I want this. I'm ready to eat my phone.
I even sent him a text last night of my blood glucose level.
He sent me his sugar level. It was 114. I mean, we're getting too close now, Mike. We were very friendly 30 years ago. Now we kind of rekindle things, but it's getting out of hand now. I don't need to see your blood sugar. Send your blood sugar to Larissa.
Larissa, right, yes.
Today
She's the nurse. Send it to her.
Larisa and I tried to connect today. We had a call scheduled on the books. I was on a call that ran longer, so I sent Larisa a text to let her know. She got back, sure, not a problem. Then I called after that, and Larisa was out on her walk, so we didn't get to connect. But hey, I'll be more than happy to send my blood glucose levels over to Larisa.
Okay, and I'll forward it to John.
Yeah, forward it to me, but don't send me food pictures.
I do that all. I send my friend Patty Wood all kind of pictures like that, stuff that I'm eating, blood glucose levels. I just send it, let people know, hey, here's what's going on in my corner of the world right now. So what you know is this: don't ever say, hey, Mike, what are you doing? Because I'm going to say, hold on, and I'll show you.
But Mediterranean omelet sounds delicious.
That's right.
What else we got? Nick, what do you got?
So,
what's that, Larisa? What you were going to say,
I'm
Larisa?
asking Mike if he made the Mediterranean omelet himself.
He doesn't make anything. He does Uber Eats. The guy doesn't crack an egg.
I don't. I do know how to make bacon and eggs. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my dear friend Pastor West today.
When was the last time you made bacon and eggs? Probably the 78 blizzard.
No, about a week ago.
We'll get to you in a minute, Nick. This guy's still talking food.
Matter of fact, I bought some fresh bacon today. I got some new bacon today, and I called up Pastor West because Pastor West, he can throw down. He has got all the best equipment and grilling and whatnot. So he has his own YouTube channel called Wes's Barbecue. We do barbecue right, and he's amazing at it. So he did a video on how to do scallops wrapped in bacon. Scallops there. How will you say it? Scallops. I say scallops.
I don't like those, so that's good. Send me pictures of those.
So now, but what he does is he's showing us the bacon. It's already there pre-cooked. So I'm watching the video saying, Pastor West, you're going to show us how do you cook the bacon? I want to know how to cook the bacon. So then this past weekend, he shows us his new grill, the next grill. The thing is gigantic. It's all covered with bacon, sausage. He's making breakfast for his wife and their newborn daughter. So I'm like, how do you make the bacon? So I called him up today, and I said to him, Pastor West, you've got to show us how do we cook the bacon.
How old is the baby?
The baby's not eating bacon yet because she's only like 8 months old.
I was going to say 8 months old. He's feeding the sausage.
No, but that's what he was making. That's what he was making.
I thought he was making it for the baby. I was going to say, you better talk to him, Mike. I think he's doing something wrong.
I'll tell you something. We have.
I mean, they fed me sausage when I was 5 months old, but I was a big kid.
You're a big kid, right?
He's 8 months old. I can't see a baby having sausage 8 months old.
She is growing up right.
Let's go. We're going to go to Nick, and we'll get back to you with the grill and the sausage for the babies.
Yeah.
Nick, what do you got?
Get a cooking show going. John and Mike.
Bugs, bats, bees, cooking, magic tricks, parrots. We got everything going. Baby powder. What do you got, Nick?
So this is the first time I've publicly talked about this, but I have something in the works with so I work at the rink, right? And I got from all the people, I got an email from this very shrewd old school accountant that works there. Her name is Angie. She's super nice, but I did not expect this from her. She's passed on an email about a movie, and they were looking for, I mean, the casting's over, but they were looking for 18 to 24-year-olds hockey playing males, and to be in basically a movie about a high school hockey team in Minnesota. And I submitted a tape explaining who I am and what my last level of competitive hockey was. And I made it through I submitted an audition. I got positive feedback, and right now I'm waiting to see if this will be
wow, that'd be awesome.
So I did get a positive response from the casting director and the person who wrote the script. So given how big Goalie Smarts has gotten, I think there's a good chance that this could
be your big break now.
Very possibly.
Don't leave Holly in the dust now. You guys have been together over a year now. So if you get big, don't forget Holly. Don't forget the panel here. I mean, you know what I mean? Take us along. Give me a cameo. You can come through like you're walking through in the rink. You're skating through, and me and Mike will be in the stands with the pastor and feeding the baby sausage in the bottle.
Yours.
No, I would love to. No, I'll do the show while I'm making the movie. If I'm in, Minnesota and stuff. I mean,
You don't know the name of the movie yet, do you?
it's called Way of the Warriors.
Way of the
Wow.
Warriors.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think so. It's a smaller production movie, but I think this is like the perfect climate for them because this is a great time for movies that are not going to be in theaters because no one is watching any movies at a theater. So
Right.
they're like really aiming for the Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, all that streaming stuff. And it's going to be, I think, a good opportunity because I think there's a shortage of good hockey movies out there. And one of the reasons why I made Goalie Smarts is because there wasn't a lot of comedy for hockey goalies. So this guy.
Well, what's Goalie Smarts? Because people might not have tuned in before, might not know. What is Goalie Smarts? So let people know.
Yes. So it is a fake tutorial series run by a fictional goalie coach, which is me, called Guillaume Duclair. I got that name. I picked a first name and a last name from a roster of a team in the middle of Quebec, Canada, because I wanted it to be really, really French. So I was looking through the list, Guillaume and Duclair, and there's just a lot of vowels in them. That's why I picked out those names. They had the most vowels. So we have 87 episodes. We have 4 million hits. They range from
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, thank you. They range on. We have one episode called "How to Get Laid After a Championship Game." There's one, bullshit goals. It's like me with my head, covering my head after getting scored on, and it's all just like kind of that relatable goalie humor. And I kind of use the tutorial format as a backdrop for it.
4 million hits.
Yeah. Yep.
I got 125 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Like,
We're gonna
he's
get
got 4 million hits. What are you doing wrong? You guys are running a YouTube channel. He's got 4 million hits. I got 125.
We need Holly to appear in more.
What do I got to put the spider back in your house?
I have 12
What is it going to
subscribers.
take, Holly? What is it going to take me to light a fire under these guys?
Are you in a lot of these YouTube videos, Holly?
I'm not in a lot of them. I'm in like 2. I get to preview the scripts, which is super cool.
Yep.
He's been in more than 2.
Have I? Oh, maybe. maybe like 5. Maybe like 5. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Doing great. We got Skip Daniels. You got a trick for us tonight. What do you got?
Yeah, I'll do one.
Do a
Okay.
trick. He's the man, the Prince of Mystery.
Hear music.
You hear that?
That is unbelievable.
Wow.
That is unbelievable.
He's not done yet.
Dude, stop it. Stop it. Oh, my goodness.
I'm speechless.
What the
Let's
hell?
give it up for the Prince of Mystery.
God.
One of my favorite tricks that he does.
Oh, my goodness. Skip,
I like that,
was
Skip.
absolutely incredible. And during a toilet paper shortage. That is unbelievable. That
Skip,
is unbelievable.
Skip, when I'm on my deathbed, you're going to outlive me. You're younger than me. When I'm on my deathbed and I'm in my last minutes, I want you there. I want you to do that trick with the music playing, and I love it. I want that to be my last vision on earth. Skip Daniels taking the toilet paper out of his mouth. That's phenomenal. And on the side, we'll have a grill going with your pastor making sausage and shit.
What does it pay?
Mike.
What does it pay? That Skip, that was incredible.
That was Skip Daniels. That was really good. That was really good. Holly went there and Nick went over there. Now I don't know what happened.
Yeah, because no one can top that. We're done now. Might as well wrap it up. Who's going to top that?
I'm still here.
Nobody's going to top that, Skip.
There's not a bat or spider story to top that.
I thought we had a shot to top it, but we can't top that.
Boys and girls, close the windows. We're done.
All right, John, I want to show you the card that I made for my grandfather for his 81st birthday.
When was it?
It was on September 5th.
Yeah, let's check it out.
All right.
Holly's getting a card for her grandfather for September.
I made it. I made the card.
That's awesome.
This is oh, wow. So he likes to go clamming. So this is a clam with a mask.
Oh, man.
And,
that's cool.
And the caption is, I understand it's your birthday. Puns are good.
I love it.
Did you make that, Holly?
I did. I started learning graphic design during quarantine, and I'm getting a little bit better at it now.
We got two talented young adults here, Nick LeBoeuf and Holly Johnston. They're going to be a power couple.
Yes.
He's got 4 million hits. She's in graphic designs. You guys are going places. Me, I'll be in a nursing home with Skip Daniels pulling shit out of his mouth.
That was incredible. Holly, did you paint the clam? How did you draw the clam?
So I did it on my, I got an iPad, and I got Adobe Illustrator. It's like Adobe Draw. So basically, I drew it with like an Apple pencil. So it's like you're drawing, but it's digital. And I drew it on there, and then I printed it at Staples. And
wow, that's cool.
Very cool.
You're gonna do some big things with that, Holly.
Yeah, I'm trying to start a card business.
It's a good idea.
Soon.
Comedian, card business. LeBoeuf over there doing his thing. You guys are something. And we got Mike with Mediterranean omelets, chicken palm.
It. I'm just
all he does is eat. That's all you do. Is you're thin as a rail and you eat all day. I don't understand.
That's it. I'm just
that perturbs me. That perturbs. I love that word, perturb. That perturbs me.
That's a fun word to say. Perturb.
Yeah, my father used to say that. I haven't heard that in years, but that perturbs me that you can eat day and night and not gain a pound.
Sounds like a word
I
you
look
say
at
after you
veal
come back
palm
from
and
the doctor.
spaghetti and I gain weight.
Like a word in passive-aggressive emails. I was a little perturbed.
Perturbed. I just came back from the doctor, and he perturbed me. I still don't feel comfortable.
That's sick.
I love it. I just have a high metabolism. I ride my bike, but I've never been.
I see it.
You see my bike in the background there, Holly?
Yeah, he rides it from the bathroom to the coach. And he gets off.
I'm telling you.
He rides it around the apartment. I go over sometime.
We got to figure out one of these days. I'm going to ride on to a Zoom show one of these nights. I'm definitely going to do. I'm going to ride into a Zoom show, get right up close on my bike. That would be hilarious. Imagine if I fell. That would even be more funny.
Do what Stacey Kendall does. Get right into that when she does her mother, the character of her mother.
Oh man, that is so. That is so. She sent me an email. She did send me an email, and she sent me 2 of the videos of her mom. I love them.
Yeah, she's very funny.
I love how the mom gets right up there. She with the voice and whatnot. It's so funny because some people are like that. I've been on Zoom meetings with older people that are like in their early 70s, and that's how they are. They are right up. They're right like this. They're right there talking away. You're looking at their nostril hairs. You tell them back up. Back what up? Back up from the camera. They don't understand. They have no clue. They have no clue what that's like.
Oh yeah.
Larisa.
And say loud.
Larisa.
Yes.
You gotta get Mike. Mike wants to quit smoking. You guys got any ideas how he can quit smoking? You know what you do? Empty the cigarettes out, put chicken tenders in the box.
There you go.
Send him pictures of cigarettes every day. No.
Yeah, we'll all send you pictures of cigarettes every day.
Send him to New Hampshire.
One of my friends from church made me this. It says quit equals more laughter. On the back it says smoking. And I am cutting down And I would say that by next week, I should be able to do it without the major withdrawals. It's just a matter of just having
I've quit a lot of bad habits in my life, Mike. You can do this. I've quit a lot of bad habits.
I like smoking. I do. I like smoking. I get fun. I've been wanting to light up during this because I love to talk and I love to have a good time, good conversation. I'm an adrenaline smoker.
I love to gamble. I have not gambled in 3.5 years. I grew up, my friend's father was a bookie. When I was 14, I was betting parlays in football, $10. By the time I was 17, I lost $1,000 to a bookie. My father had to go meet the guy and say, my son's 17, you shouldn't be taking bets from him like that. We'll give you $500. They had to take a loan, or I was paying $40 a month when I was 17.
Wow.
Nobody loved gambling more than I did. I used to go to the dog track, bet Red Sox, Patriots, I bet everything. And one day I stopped, about 8 years ago, I stopped, and I only played lottery tickets. So I thought, and one day a friend of mine said to me, why don't you just stop? I said, I'm spending about $300 a month on scratch tickets, but I rationalized $300 a month. I was spending a lot more betting on games and dog tracks and all that. So he said, why don't you just don't buy the scratch tickets? And I looked at him, is it that simple? And I just stopped buying them that day. I swear I got to thank my friend Pete. 3.5 years, I have not bought a scratch ticket. I don't gamble. I'm like the Pope, Mike. I don't do anything.
God.
Praise God.
There you go.
I don't do anything.
Mike,
I don't do anything. So if I can quit gambling, you can quit smoking.
All right.
You know, my friends who smoke, they say nicotine patches are pretty effective for at least quelling the dependency on the nicotine.
Yep.
And I know this might sound a little silly, but even those jewels and stuff do ultimately less damage to your, because you aren't burning.
You raised a good point. The last time I quit, and I have quit in the past, my doctor wanted to give me the patch. And I looked into it. I'm like, dude, that's 24 milligrams of nicotine pumping through my veins. I don't want that. I'm going to have to ease my way off that. So I did a deep dive on some research, and I came across E-Blue disposable vapes, 2 milligrams of nicotine, 2 packs in each disposable cartridge thing there. I went that route, and I did it. So I'll do it again.
Nice.
I will do it again, people.
Like, have you ever tried hypnosis? I heard, like, hypnosis is supposed to be really good for stuff like that.
I'm afraid if I go to hypnosis, he'll perturb me. That won't feel
I
good.
know hypnosis. We got an issue with Mike here, too. He's never seen The Shining. He's never seen Psycho with Anthony Perkins. Never seen Silence of the Lambs. I know hypnosis. I'll have him hypnotize you to quit smoking and watch horror movies. You'll wake up and you'll watch a triple feature: The Shining, Silence of the Lambs, Psycho, and then you'll be chain smoking by the end.
Couldn't do it. To your point, though, Holly, my sister was a big smoker, and years ago, Larissa, she went to the Mad Russian, left his office that day, and has never smoked again. She said, I never had an urge. I never thought about it. Nothing.
Why don't you go to that guy?
I could. I got to find out where he is. My sister says he's still alive and well. He's in
Somerville, Mike. He's in Somerville.
He's in Somerville? Is he?
Yeah. I went to him.
And you don't smoke anymore, Skip?
No, I still smoke. Didn't
he did a good job.
Yeah, hypnotist.
But he does have an excellent success rate. But I think I knew what he was doing. So knowing what his secret was to get people to quit, I think had a negative effect on me.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
I used to always ask myself when I used to open up, and John did too, we used to open up for Frank Santos. I used to open up for the dad, not the son. And I used to always ask myself, is this legit what these people are doing up there, or do they just want to be part of the show? What's your thoughts on that, John?
I think you gotta be. Some people can get hypnotized and some can't. They just got a frame of mind they can't and they can't.
I was
some people can.
Were you, Holly?
Yeah, in one of those high school talent show, those high school things where they bring like a guy to the school and they have like a fundraiser thing. I did it. I think I was like a senior in high school, and I remember it being like legit. Like I I think you're just so relaxed and people like, you know, tell you to do stuff. And I remember just automatically doing it, but without like consciously like really thinking about it. But I think there's always a mix. I think there's some people that really do fall under, and then there's some people that just like it didn't work, but they want to play along. So like if you like talk to people after and you're like, oh, were you really hypnotized? They'll be like, some people will be like, yeah, I was, and other people will be like, no, I wasn't. And like you can also sometimes tell like which ones are faking it. That's always the fun part. We would just tell we just like pick out the ones that were faking it. Be like, you're a liar. That was the whole game.
Yeah. I saw Frank Santos Jr. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and recently, I guess he's starting to do shows again. He did a show somewhere, and before it started, he took a picture of social distance with the chairs, and so I wonder how it went for him, because that's got to be hard. I mean, I like working
very
in crowd.
Hard, right?
Yeah, imagine being a hypnotist where you're used to getting all the people sitting on stage, 10 or 12 people together, and now you got to spread them out, and so that's got to be tough, you know.
That's got to be very tough.
This has been an awesome show, Mike.
I'll tell you, Johnny P, before we wrap up, that clip that you put up of yourself today at the Comedy Connection, I played it back like 10 times today. I was laughing. So
that was a good clip. I did a show.
Oh man, that's hilarious. That was so funny when they tell you that it's their first date. That's what I've always said to you. I love watching your reaction to their answers. And when they told you that was their first date, man, and then the things that you said was just epically funny. I can't repeat them because my Christian friends will get angry with me, but I got to tell you, man.
That was a 1 minute, 24-second clip.
Epic.
There was a lot in it in 1 minute 24.
Epic.
Sometimes the shorter clips of your act are better than the long, but you better short clips like Nick put one on for us. You put it in the YouTube channel, that short clip. The guys with the highway department, the short clips can you get a lot of laughs in like a minute, 2 minutes. Yes. It's fun, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we got to wrap this up, Mike.
Gonna wrap. You know, we had a great time. It was a great show, a lot of fun. I'd like to have Skip do some more magic tricks for us. That blew me away. I can't believe how he did that. Holly with the greeting cards. Nick's about to become a big thing in Hollywood. Larisa is like nurse to the stars. I want to have a conversation with Larisa about working her accent to her advantage. I want to leave you with this, Larisa. Sofia Vergara, who played the role of Gloria Delgado on the show Modern Family, when that show wrapped up last year, she left TV as the highest paid actress, male and female, at $46 million a year. Her accent is as thick as yours.
Wow. See, Larisa, you gotta go on that show. You gotta go on a show like that. That Russian accent, I've told her before, that stands out. Just like my Italian accent stands out. It's good. What are you gonna say to wrap it up, Larisa? What are you gonna say?
Well, I promise next show I'll be inside my house surrounded by lots of light.
we can see you. It's a little dim over there, but that's all right. That's all right.
Okay. Well, it's so good to see you all. Thank you so much, John, for having me. It's wonderful seeing you all, guys.
You do a great job. Everybody always does a great job. Holly, what are you going to say to wrap it up here tonight on a comedy chat?
Well, I do want to say that I am going to be competing in round 2 of Last Comic Standing on September 16th, which I'm super excited about. I made it through round 1. Wow. So I'm really happy about that, and that's
I think you got a good shot to go far, Holly. You're very funny. You got in that contest. That was a good move.
Thank you, John.
I mean, you're young and you're very funny. Larissa's very funny. You guys, Skip Daniels, heck of a talent. Skip, what do you got to say to wrap it up? Was your mouth full of toilet paper? What do you got there? Is that the baby that ate the sausage?
It's not Lola, that's for sure.
Skip has been hospitalized along with me before. We've been in the same locked ward.
Oh, boy.
He's holding up a creepy top. He's out of his mind. We love you, Skip Daniels. I can't wait to work with you again and all you guys. He's nuts. Nick LeBoeuf. Can you put the doll and Skip in something? Can you put him in the movie?
Yes, yeah. I don't know where he'll fit, but Somewhere. Maybe you can be in the audience.
What are you going to say to wrap it up, Nick? What are you going to say to wrap it up, brother?
I love doing these, and I can't wait for you to finally get Bill Burr or Joe Rogan on one of these things.
I hope. That's my goal, but who knows? That's a long shot.
Send them a message, man. The worst they can say is no.
Yeah, I know.
I've heard them talk about you both. You know, Rogan.
Well, I know Burr has, but I don't think I don't know about Rogan.
Rogan has. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I didn't know Joe Rogan knew. I was supposed to work with Joe Rogan in the early '90s. I was hosting a show. He was going to headline, and it got canceled like a week before for some reason. I never got to work with him, and then he winds up this big star. Pretty wild.
Yeah, but I heard them talk about you before I met you, so you know that says something.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But you guys, Nick, I appreciate all your help, and Mike, you guys with the Comedy Fact, all you do behind the scenes with the videos and the YouTube channel, and you guys have been a great help to me. I just want to always thank you guys whenever I really appreciate all you've done. Larisa, it's always great having you on. You're the bomb.
Thank
Holly,
you.
here she goes in a contest. Good, best of luck. I suggest you take Skip Daniels along with the doll. That can help. So you guys have been a lot of fun. It's a great show tonight. I really enjoyed this show. You guys, everybody stay healthy, stay safe. You guys are fantastic tonight. I really enjoyed the show. I had a lot of laughs. Take care, guys.